Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to speak Twileki, which is the language of the Twi'leks, who are also known as Rylothians. Before we get going guys, I will say please hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notifications bell to be alerted every time I upload a new video. I'm pretty consistent on this channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. So let's talk a little bit about Twi'leks and how they spoke. We hear Twi'leks in Star Wars speak Galactic Basic, which is the Star Wars word for English, but they actually had a language of their own which was called Twi'leki. And this combined verbal sounds with an elaborate and subtle sign language using their lekku. And in case you're not familiar with what lekku were those head tails that were long, that went over and across the Twi'leks' heads. They weren't actually the only species that sported lekku. The Togrutas, which is the species of Ahsoka Tano, also sported some. And while Twi'leks only had 2, there were Twi'leks which had 4. So basically Twi'leks would speak using language of their own, which was Rylothian, and they'd also use their lekku to communicate as well. It was like a sign language as well as vocal language. So let's take a look at some of the Twi'leks phrases which are confirmed in canon. But just before we dive into that, I think it's important to note that most Twi'leks had a very distinct accent which was known as the Ryl accent, based on their home planet called Ryloth. But except for this, many Twi'leks did actually develop accents from around the galaxy depending on where they lived and where they travelled to, who they were around, which is why we hear Aayla Secura speak in a very distinct accent which isn't natural to Twi'leks. So without further ado, let's take a look at some Twileki phrases. The first one is for brother, and it's pronounced nera, nera. Then we have sister, which is numa, numa. The next phrase is come, let's go, chini wachaimyo, chini wachaimyo. The next one is do you know where the prisoners are? No nala quinjon guilo. No nala quinjon guilo. The next one is let's go, wachaimyo, which is very similar to the one we heard earlier. The next one is my sweet, ma sarin, ma sarin. And there are other miscellaneous phrases we hear from Twi'leks throughout Star Wars, whether that's The Mandalorian, Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, Clone Wars, etc. But those are the only confirmed phrases we actually know. Another interesting thing Twi'leks do with their lekku, which again to reiterate is their head tails, is they could twist the tips across each other, and that was their way of saying that they love each other. It was basically the Twi'lek way of saying I love you. And they were capable of speaking like this many times. In times where they were held hostage, they would use their lekku to communicate when they were in danger. Whether they moved one or the other signified very different things, but not enough is known about Twi'lek sign language to actually decipher what individual things mean, or rather to decode what each thing means. And that's basically all we know about Twi'lek based on canon. Another thing to note about the Twi'leks is they did come in all sorts of colours, and many of them did speak in very different ways. Not enough is known about the planet Ryloth, but it's believed that there were different regional accents depending on where you were from on the planet. So that's the video guys, that's a little introduction into Twileki and into the Twi'lek communication system. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, please hit like on this video, and I will see you next time. I'm Star Wars Meg, have a great day no matter where you are in the galaxy.